Good morning. Just as you heard, you are listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair since 1967, the voice of Montclair State, and since 2021, the best college radio station in the nation. Ooh, I came up with that little idea right there when I heard it. But this is the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC. It's Thursday, March 11th. My name is Josh, aka Josh. I'm joined with a plethora of people. My favorite word, plethora.
That's a good word. It's a good word. That's a
I
that's a
didn't turn
high
their mics
quality.
on, so they have to restart that intro. We're good now.
That's a high quality word, Josh. I all right. I my name is Kenny Horn, but I've been saying every single week that I've figured out a good nickname.
Uh,
And I swear this is the one, all right?
okay, let's hear it.
Okay. The artist formerly known as Kenny Horn.
I give that one like a solid 8 out of 10.
Seriously?
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I think Prince is probably got some beef with you, but I think
Mhm.
overall 8 out of 10.
Josh, what are you thinking?
I agree with Isaiah's, but I would give it maybe a little lower. What's your symbol? Prince had his like little symbol.
That's a good idea. I didn't think
You
about
need
that.
to come up with a symbol. You can't just be the artist
Yeah,
formerly
you're
known as
right. You're
Kenny
right.
Horn. What are you now? You
Oh,
know,
well, that's a mystery.
you could say, "What's up, guys? I'm ampersands."
Okay.
It's your
Okay,
boy
I'll get to work.
semicolon on the Thursday morning buzz
I'll get to work.
semicolon or the artist formerly known as Kenny Horn.
I'll get to work on it. I'll get to work. No,
Mm-hmm.
but we're joined by our events contributor, and he's going to be on all day today.
Guys, it's me. It's Isaiah. He's coming in live today, not just for a 10-second segment, 10-minute. I'm here for the whole hour, and it's great to be here.
Great to have you. We also have our sports contributor.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Like, oh, we're doing good, Tommy. How's everyone's
Just another
morning?
day, Just another day.
What's the thing that
It's gonna be
70 degrees out today.
or I should say 71, but yeah.
That's outrageous.
it's too hot?
Yeah, it's getting warmer. We're
I don't
getting
like it.
Too
there.
hot. What are you talking
See,
about?
March is
We're
oh,
getting
see,
close to
this is a
summer.
good
Oh, I can feel it already.
I don't like it. I don't like
I
it.
can
this
almost taste it.
is a big debate right here when it comes to the March a month. The fluctuation between that cold temperature and that hot temperature. I myself am a winter baby, so I like the cold. So to see it wane away so suddenly is like, no, I don't like the heat. Get it away from
I
me.
don't know how people
Exactly.
can survive in the cold, actually. It's like I'm wearing a jacket, a hoodie, a long sleeve, sweatpants. Well, I don't want to say sweatpants. I'm wearing a
Uh-huh.
suit, everyone, for those who can't see me. Um, but yeah, the winter is terrible for me. My bones hurt. I'm like constantly cold. I'm drinking hot coffee. What kind of animal am I? Um, I need like 90-degree humid weather, and that's the way it is. That's how it should be.
Oh,
No.
you're
Nope.
wild. 90 degree. That's a pass for me. I want to keep it a precisely 67 degrees outside and 71 degrees inside.
67's too
I
much.
can live in that little space
67 is
forever.
too much.
Too
I mean,
much. Kenny, are you an Iceman?
I, I, I love it when it's cold. Like
Oh
40
my
degrees
god.
outside.
I love it when it's cold too.
That's that's my safe zone when it's
I do like
40
that.
outside.
Ew.
See,
It's
I think the
fantastic.
perfect weather is just like a little windy. I can just wear a hoodie and be fine. Like I'm good with that. When it's too cold, it's like all right, but then putting on winter jackets and then the hoodie underneath, you got to get the right jacket or else you're sweating underneath and it's not really keeping you warm or it's keeping you too warm. It's a whole process. But then when it's too hot, you can't really do anything to get cold. You can't put on like a summer jacket that's just made of ice to cool your body. Has anyone invented that? Did we just come up with $1 million
You
idea?
should
Summer
copyright it right
jackets?
now.
I think we should.
I might have to copyright it. It's we take We take a little a hanger, like a coat hanger, and we have a sprinkler system set up in it. So when you put it on your shoulders, it just pours water down your back.
There's one problem.
Who's in on this?
There's one
What's the
problem.
problem?
I feel like it would get to the point where it's too wet, like, and it would destroy the actual material.
Uh, no, the water is the material.
You know,
So
I
it's
have
just a
one
water
problem with this,
jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ooh.
Water jacket.
Here's the second issue
What's your
with
problem?
this jacket idea is that in the summer, people are trying to lose their like pasty skin tone and they want to get tan. And for putting a jacket on, you're not going to get any sunlight in there.
That's
No, but
good
the
for
jacket
people
is
like
water.
me
Oh, it's
because I
water.
burn.
Oh,
Yeah, you
I
guys
didn't think
are
about
you
the
guys are
burning
missing the
community.
crucial part. You didn't think about it, but this brings me to another segue into a little story that's kind of not a story. Have you guys seen the trend that's going around? It has to do with water. That's why I thought of this. Just water. It's called Nature's Cereal.
Mm-mm.
Have you guys seen this trend? It's going around TikTok and as well as Twitter, where people are putting like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, a bunch of other berries in a bowl with coconut water and ice cubes, and they're acting like it's this new thing. And they're calling it nature cereal, and everyone's reacting like, "Oh my gosh, it's so good! Like you guys got to try this out. 10 out of 10." But it's berries and water.
It's just like, how is this new to anyone?
That was my thought when watching that. I just sort of got remembered that because I'm trying to do the same thing by calling a bunch of water a summer jacket. It's the same kind of concept. But we have a newscast to you. We heard about this good weather. Let's hear about some more things happening locally and nationally. Kenny,
Right. I'm gonna give you the
what's
newscast today.
happening?
I'm gonna give you the newscast today. Carly couldn't make it. I'm upset. I want to hear her nice voice and talk to her. But here we go. Merrick Garland has been confirmed by the Senate to be Attorney General of the United States for the Biden administration. Previously, Garland was Obama's nomination to the Supreme Court that had never received a confirmation hearing. He was confirmed with a 70-30 vote. The Biden administration also is moving to change the Trump-era regulations regarding Title IX that offer more power to the accused. This comes 6 months after former Education Secretary Betsy DeVos rolled back Obama-era regulations targeting colleges and universities regarding sexual assault. Americans who gave birth at any point in 2021 are now eligible for more stimulus money. This rule, it applies to anyone who gives birth anytime during this year and will allow new parents an additional $1,400. While this does tie into the benefits for parents in the stimulus package approved by the Biden administration, it also seems to be a counter to the declining birth rate in the United States. And finally, for what we can't forget about and what we were just talking about, today's weather. We are expecting some sunny skies and a high of 69 degrees with mellow, that's a nice word, 10-mile-per-hour winds here in Montclair. Expect cooler temperatures tonight as we hit 54 degrees. But tomorrow, be back hotter. I won't like it, but it'll be 64. That concludes today's newscast, and I am excited to hear the next thing that we got, Tommy's Sportscast.
You missed a perfect segue. Speaking of mellow, basketball jokes. Anyway,
Mellow.
Oh, I did. I missed
Carmelo
it.
missed it.
Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony, LaMelo Ball, all those
All that
mellows.
stuff. The All-Star game. Did you guys watch any of that?
I saw
honestly
Steph
didn't.
put up 31 points in the 3-point contest, which was
Wait,
quite
that's
outstanding. Steph
wait,
Curry.
wait. I know for a fact you didn't. That makes no sense.
Oh, really?
31 divided by 3 isn't a whole number. That doesn't make sense.
No, the 3-point contest, each ball is just one. It's how many you can get in.
What?
With the blue, white, and red ball, that counts as 2 points. So each one you get is one. And there's a whole rack. There's like a rack on each point on the 3-point line. And one of them will be a money rack, which each ball is worth 2 points. But a singular one is just one.
I guess that shows everybody what I know about sports.
That shows you. I had a bone to pick with the announcers. They're saying it was just like a video game, but they have obviously not done the 3-point contest in 2K. That is impossible. All my people who play 2K, you know the 3-point contest is not that easy. Steph is better in real life than he is in the game. All right, Tommy, what's going on in other sports? Don't let me.
Okay, but in all seriousness, we got to get to that. All right, so going to today's sportscast, starting with some MLB Spring Training. Yankees play the Phillies today at 1:05 p.m., while the Mets play the Houston Astros tonight at 6:05 p.m. In other news, the Texas Rangers are planning to have 100% capacity for their home opener in their new Globe Life Field stadium, as MLB becomes the first out of any sport to have full attendance since the pandemic broke out. In the NBA, the Red Hot Nets host the Boston Celtics tonight at 7:30 p.m., while both the Knicks and 76ers are on the road tonight at 8 p.m. Knicks play the Milwaukee Brewers and the Sixers play the Chicago Bulls. Going into the NHL, all local teams play tonight at 7 p.m. Islanders, who are currently on a 6-game winning streak, host the New Jersey Devils, while the Philadelphia Flyers host the Washington Capitals, and the Rangers are on the road tonight facing the Boston Bruins. Rangers forward Artemi Panarin returns to the team for the first time in over 2 weeks, but is not expected to play tonight. And to wrap up with today's sportscast, the NHL will return to ESPN starting in the 2021-2022 season with a 7-year multi-platform deal after being out for 16 years. And that's all I have for sports for today.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Like we just found out, I know nothing about sports. I know football slightly, but I guess right now I know nothing because there's no football.
Yeah, with football, can't put in anything unless it's coaching staff or change or something like that, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but we got NHL coming to ESPN after 16 years.
16 years is a long time.
I know. Can't wait for that.
That's amazing. I'm barely even 16 years old. No, I'm just kidding. I'm 22.
I'm 21.
I was 6 years old when ESPN stopped having hockey.
I guess I was 5 when it moved on.
It's a long time. Well, good for
I
them.
was 4.
Good deal.
That's when I started speaking. That's not a joke.
Are you serious?
I started speaking at 4 years old. Yeah.
Wow, I'm really bad with math today. I gotta look that up. When I say bad with math, like I don't remember what year specifically. If it was 16 years.
2005.
Okay, 2005.
Do you remember the day you finally said your first word? Is that why it's so clear to you?
No, I don't. But interestingly, my first words, they were go away.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was hanging out in my brother's closet and my mom came at me with a camera. She's like, Kenny, what are you doing in there? I just went, go away. And you can
crystal clear
in the
too.
video. She
crystal clear with the deep
spoke.
voice. He said, "Mother, go away." Oh, my voice cracked.
Leave.
Leave, mother. And then he summoned the forces of telekinetic power and closed the closet door. Do, 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 do. He started
Mother,
chanting in ancient
go
Latin.
away. That's exactly how it happened.
Straight out of a movie. But thank you guys. Thank you, Kenny, for that newscast and Tommy for that sportscast. What are some? Ooh, sorry, my Google Drive signed out. I have to sign back in. What are some stories we have today?
Stories. We got some good ones today. First, we're going to start off with something that could be controversial, but definitely some people are going to be happy about it. So, the strict coronavirus outbreak, as everybody knows, set a capacity limit for restaurants, bars, casinos, gyms, and personal care services, along with amusement venues. However, the capacity limit is increasing to 50% later this month, Governor Murphy announced yesterday. The increase from 35 to 50% for those businesses will take on effect on March 19th in the morning. Seating at bars, though, however, will still be prohibited. Murphy said, for example, on February 5th, when our restaurant capacity last changed, our hospitals were just under 2,900 patients. That number has come down by 1,000 and it's still been consistent. That is, for example, in his argument that we should be at 50. And you may be wondering about private gatherings and the ones outside. The limit in private gatherings will also increase to 25 people indoors and 50 outdoors. What do you all think of this? Controversial decision.
Well, it's tricky, you know. Last time these kind of restrictions were eased because we were doing good, everyone kind of took advantage of that, and then we had our second wave.
Yeah,
you know, New Jersey was handling the pandemic as one of the best in the US, considering our dense population, that was quite a feat. But then when you turn the corner, or if you see that corner and you try to turn it early, you end up walking into a random store that you didn't know you were going to into, or you end up making a U-turn. I'm trying to make an analogy that doesn't exist, but the point is, turning the corner too early could be dangerous.
You could turn the corner too early and walk into somebody.
Yeah,
There you go.
there
There's
you
your
go.
analogy.
Walk into Mr. COVID.
Mr. COVID, that's a
Yeah,
scary man.
he is a scary man.
I
He'll
imagine Mr. COVID would be
steal
like
your lunch
7 feet
money.
tall.
7 feet.
At least 7 feet tall. But this is interesting because I used to drive for DoorDash. Um, when I did it, I started probably like May of last year, and I would see absolutely nobody inside the restaurants. And as I continued with it, I see steadily more people would be coming in, and I stopped doing it since. But I've eaten in restaurants, and they still look relatively full, surprisingly. It doesn't come off for some of them as extremely not full. Best word I can come up with. And the bigger it's gonna get, especially people without their masks on. I'm not even sure how I really feel about it. I don't know. Because obviously it's backed up by science, or at least I would assume it is. But I'm still conflicted.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a scary, because everyone's like still probably like paranoid from like, am I gonna get it? I don't have the vaccine yet, all that kind of stuff. And it's almost like how Texas kind of like went too early with it. Like, let's just open up at 100. I
Yeah.
guess at least New Jersey was like, let's open at 50, still wear masks. But even still, like that's a lot of people. And I think for like me included, many people are going to be like uncomfortable going to the store a little bit. Cause
Hmm.
like if I'm going like grocery shopping, I'm going early before the crowd comes, not like middle of the day. Cause for those who don't know, I work at a Walmart. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's terrible. Some like stores, they don't really follow the guidelines. Like they have the idiot in the front, like counting people coming in and out, but they're not really doing anything. Like they're not going to be like, hold on, you have to wait for 10 people to leave. It's just like, all right, another person's in. So like during
Yeah.
Christmas time, it was like super packed. And I'm like, this is way above capacity. Like this is like 100% everything's operating because there shouldn't be a line from inside the store going outside the store, people waiting to get their stuff checked out. So
Yeah. Yeah, I worked at Target during that season, and it was the same exact thing. Lines all the way down the store.
Man, that was
And
going to bring me to the next point of how many establishments are even following that in the first place. Isaiah said, Walmart, not much. I went to ShopRite like last week and there's way too many people like in every aisle. And I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to get some milk, you know? But there's so many people in restaurants as well. How do you even gauge 35% of your capacity? When the pandemic first started happening, they had people outside waiting and calculating. They had lines to get into Target, lines to get into Walmart, to any store. And that kind of just stopped.
yeah, I see it kind of seldom now. And I feel like it's it's kind of like because it was at the beginning, everybody was like more afraid of it because we didn't know anything. But as more time has gone on, it's like they're like, well, I've been fine this long for the ones who have been fine. And that could
Yeah.
be very dangerous.
Well, it's like the false uh like the false security. Just because you haven't got it, you think it doesn't like exist, which is not how it should be treated.
Yeah.
The reason that it wasn't spreading as much, or not the reason, but one of the reasons it's not spreading as much early on is because you're so scared and you're sanitizing everything and you're not going. But then when they don't see it, they're like, oh, we're doing good, let's get back to this. And it's like, no, you still got to wait in. It's like
That's
a
why. That's
catch
why we're doing
22.
good. That's why you're doing
Well,
good, because you're not
uh,
going out. But hey, let's go out. It doesn't make much sense
50%.
to me.
Yeah, it's kind of eesh, you know, but then how many places were already operating at above 35%?
Yeah.
And how different will it be at an individual level? Like, how will my experience change for this? Will it
Yeah.
really? I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wonder if it's going to be more regulated now that there's going to be more people there.
Hmm. Like nobody's allowed on this half of the store. But sir, I need to go buy eggs. Too bad.
Sir, I need
Come
to go
back
to the
at 5
bathroom.
p.m. That's
No.
when that other half of the store opens. That
Hmm.
would be an interesting way to do it. Just like actually close off half the store.
Well, I feel like that'd be bad because then the tables are as scattered as they normally are.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Eh, we'll see. Business has to try it. But it's officially been a year since the WHO, World Health Organization, declared coronavirus as a pandemic.
Who?
WHO? Yeah,
Who?
Wait, who?
that's the one.
Oh, who? Exclamation
WHO.
point. Yeah.
You know, Horton heard them. But 1 year. Do you guys remember what you were doing a year ago today?
Oh
Uh,
God.
It was spring break, Thursday.
this is when spring break started last semester.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was at Rutgers. I was visiting. I was visiting a friend for his birthday, and that feels like forever ago. That really feels like forever ago.
Animal Kingdom in Disney World.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
How did that work out? Did they just like cancel the whole like
And they
park?
canceled everything after I left, you know.
Ah, okay.
So
So
I
you,
snuck back in there.
so you were like some of the last people at Disney World for a while.
Yeah.
That's
I think
impressive.
I was probably working on a Thursday. Very delightful job, but that boy, did that year get off to a crazy start for me. So I had in January I went to Puerto Rico, and I think that was, yeah, there was a huge earthquake while I was there. And then I come back, we're trying to recover from all that stuff. And then suddenly the world's like, no, we're just gonna keep on making this year pretty rough. So
Yeah.
here we
Wow.
are, a year
One
later.
year. 1 year later. We should have an in memoriam segment, like a da, 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 that kind of thing. But moving on to the next story.
We have this is Mississippi news. I will admit that is a little far
Down
away,
there in
but
Mississippi.
Mississippi. One time I was in Mississippi and I was on my way to Texas because my brother lives there, and we were at a gas station, and the guy there, he goes, "Where are you guys from?" And we said, "New Jersey." He goes, "That's more than a hop, skip, and a jump away." And I was like, "What?
Wow.
What is this phrase?" But
That's true Mississippi euphemism.
yeah, of course. I'm going to start saying that. But Mississippi Republican Governor Tate Reeves is scheduled to sign a bill today that bans transgender athletes from competing on girls' or women's sports teams. More than 20 states are proposing restrictions on athletics or gender confirming health care for transgender minors this year. Conservative lawmakers are responding to an executive order that President Biden made on January 20th about gender identity discrimination that should be banned. Alfonso David, president of the LGBTQ civil rights group Human Rights Campaign, said that there is simply no justification for banning transgender girls and women from participating in athletics other than discrimination. On March 3rd, he said this. This is, once again, another controversial one. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
It,
It's it seems like a step you don't have to take.
yeah,
That's the purpose of it. Like, why? You know, that's the question I ask when I read this, and especially when it comes to younger, like elementary to even I would say middle school. You know, like children's athletics. For the most part, I feel like they should be mixed. You know, because
yeah.
kids are kids. Just let them all play together. There's no reason to separate them.
Let them have fun.
Yeah, but yeah, I just don't get the purpose of it. Come on, Mississippi.
That's a hop, skip, and a jump away from what is right.
Progress. Oh, got him. Hop, skipping, and jumping on you.
What?
It seems like something that Mississippi would do. Like that seems about right for Mississippi.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird move that I feel that, in my opinion, comes out of nowhere. Really, it's like why is this discussion happening now?
Yeah. I was surprised when I read the story. I was like, huh? When did this start happening? And I wasn't surprised, though, that it was Mississippi.
No.
Hmm. One of
And
the states to reopen as well.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's
true.
true.
Anything
We're
goes in
gonna open at
Mississippi.
100%, but y'all can't play basketball together. It's a weird way. That's a weird line to draw there.
Yeah, that's so weird to think about it like that. You can fill up an entire restaurant at full capacity at, no, 150 people. But they can't play basketball together in some cases. That's so weird. I don't like thinking about that.
I think it goes to like show that I know like New Jersey gets a lot of hate and all this stuff, but us there's some counties obviously you can't trust, but we're a lot further ahead than people think, you know?
Oh, yeah. No,
And
I completely agree. As much as
Mm-hmm.
we are talked bad about, especially because I don't know how to pump gas, and we have people that do that.
neither do
Oh,
I.
yeah.
Yeah, I
None
cannot.
of us do. Hey, it's creating jobs. That's the
Exactly.
story.
Exactly.
But I always say, civilizations started on the coast. You have the Delta somewhere in the Mesopotamia, the Euphrates and the Tigris River. First civilizations had to stick to water for food and whatnot. And a little Josh saying is, the real civilization still is by those water places. So, the coasts, that's
I don't
where
know. I mean, because
civilization
Maine
is.
is also on the coast. And do we really want to be associated with a state like Maine?
What's wrong with
I mean,
Maine?
it's better than like
I don't know. It's just here's the
Wyoming.
thing. There's like state tiers, right? And it's like
Uh-huh.
Maine is like very low on my state tier for me.
I consider that high.
It's like Arkansas level for me. It's like
Ooh,
who
that's
exactly
interesting.
cares about these guys, you know?
I'm sure a lot of people care about Maine. They have
I don't
lobster
know.
rolls,
I don't count them as real
crabs.
people if we're really going to talk about it.
See,
Don't count them.
Maine, they're on my real people list. Not real is like Wyoming. What's the
Yeah.
name one city in Wyoming other than the capital?
Oh, I was gonna say the
Hey,
capital.
say
Wait,
Cheyenne.
wait. Laramie.
You just made that up.
No, I didn't. That's
You
actually
just
a
made
thing.
that up. But this is an interesting conversation because I saw this morning on Twitter going viral was a hypothetical question that if you can name, let me see if I can find it. It was about states. It was trending with the word Vermont, which was an interesting one, but it was a question that had a blank map of America and said, for each state you name, you get $1 million and you can place on the map. But the catch is if you get one wrong, you don't get anything. But you can leave the ones you don't know blank.
I've literally done that before. I'd be worth $50 million.
Ooh, Kenny, you would get them all. I would
I've
get
done
too
it before.
nervous. I can name the coast, the East Coast up and down. I can name the West Coast is only 3 states, so it's not that hard. But when it starts getting to Midwest, I would as soon as I come to Iowa, I'd call it a quits. I don't know where Iowa is. I don't know what Iowa is. I thought Iowa was a city in Illinois.
Here's the thing.
I
I
was
think I
next to Illinois,
Yeah, I don't even know where Illinois is.
next to Ohio.
Okay, I know where Ohio is.
Pennsylvania. Are we filling out the map right now, guys?
Maybe.
Let's keep going.
And you go
Let's
from
split it.
the south up. You got Florida, Georgia, South Dakota, North Dakota, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey. I was also very upset with how they drew New Jersey. It was so ugly on the map. It was like a little square, and I was like, ugh, how dare you? But Kenny, you really think you'd get that 50 million?
I really do.
Wow.
My like 7th grade year, we had this science teacher, no, computer teacher, and first day class, he brought us to sporkle.com. And I
Oh
don't know if you guys
yes.
know what that is. It's a bunch of quizzes. And like a couple years ago, I was like, you know what? I'm curious. What's the coolest thing I could find on Sporkle? Because I haven't been on it in 5 years. And I found that and I did it. I was so proud of myself. I practiced until I got it.
Wow.
I was I did it. I did it repeatedly. I'm pretty confident I can get all of them.
I think I'd call it a quits at like 25.
That's the safe route, but I go for all in.
I'll tell you, those Midwest states, those square states, Wyoming, Wisconsin. I know Wyoming is somewhere, but once again, it's not a real place. It's probably where all the Arby's are. I don't think Arby's is a real place either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They have the meat.
That's they
Don't
though.
have the meats. They
You know
don't
what I saw
exist.
commercials that
Oh,
made me angry? They have Andy's mint chocolate shakes, and Andy's are my favorite candy. They're little mint chocolate candies, and I want to
really?
try it, but Arby's don't exist. What happened?
Candies.
Are you hating Isaiah? You know we're gonna go to break so I can have a talk with our contributor here and see what's really going on. We'll be back on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. And we're back here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Thursday morning buzz coming at you live from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I am Josh, aka Josh.
And I am the artist formerly known as Kenny Horn.
Ooh, there he is.
And I'm Isaiah, nickname pending. I'm gonna do a Kenny thing, let it build for like 8 weeks, and then eventually I'll have something.
I got it today. It rolls off the tongue. It rolls off the tongue nicely.
Mm-hmm. So I just went on Sporkle to try to find some quizzes to do, and there's this a spinning globe that's spinning really fast, and you have like 30 seconds to name the countries marked in red, and like I just couldn't do it.
Ooh.
The only one I got was Russia because it was completely red. I'm like, oh, okay, I know that, but some hard quizzes. Study your geography, kids. It's important
That's right.
for international diplomacy. But on to our next story.
Next story. We are in LA now, Los Angeles. There's a Hope of the Valley called, excuse me, I got that wrong. Hope of the Valley is a tiny home organization that is opening up villages for homeless people, and it's fantastic. Tiny homes have been promoted as a solution to all kinds of housing needs. They're an affordable option in expensive big cities and simplistic for people who want to declutter their lives. They're increasingly being used as shelter for homeless people in other California cities, including San Jose and Sacramento, as well as nationally in Seattle, Minneapolis, and Des Moines, Iowa. And I love this story so much. I think it's such a great story. But one of the people who moved into one of the complexes said that being able to lock the door and have a place to sleep is huge. And more than 150,000 people are homeless statewide. Governor Gavin Newsom said Tuesday that during his State of the Address, that he plans to commit $2 billion this year to create more housing for those without shelter, while simultaneously addressing mental health and substance abuse issues. This tiny village home had to overcome some people saying, the neighbors saying, not in my backyard kind of thing, and they wanted to be convinced it's a safe, clean opportunity for people. Hope of the Valley, they're constructing 2 more tiny home villages in North Hollywood, including one with 100 units. That will be the largest in California. And more are planned in other neighborhoods. I love this so much. I love it.
It's a feel good kind of story, I feel, for the most part. And I understand a little bit why there's some people would meet it with some skepticism, is because there's always a bad group in any good group, pretty much.
Yeah.
And obviously they want to make sure it's safe for like their kids to be walking around in that kind of area. But on paper, this sounds great.
I know. HGTV had a good impact.
It really did.
Never thought I'd be able to say that.
Hmm. And here I come with my you're all brainwashed. Let me tell you. The housing crisis, it's a real thing. I'm glad that things are happening to provide resources for homeless people. Yet at the same time, you have places creating anti-homeless architecture so that people can't sleep on, a park bench, or they can't under an underpass. They want to put random rocks there. You know, so it is good that things are happening, but the fact that it can get to a point like this where it has to happen, when I'm sure there's plenty of apartment complexes that have dormant spaces more than the amount of homeless people.
Oh yeah,
It's just, there's a bigger story that lies there.
yeah. The article said that there's 150 more than 150,000 people, and like, what's the population of America? Roughly like 320 million. I'm
Hmm.
sure that there's more than 150,000 small, affordable housing options, or at least that could be state and government funded for people who are homeless temporarily.
100%. So it's nice that, something's happening because it gets to the point where there's so many, especially in California with, you know, San Francisco, LA, their homeless populations are so much more than a lot of other places. And I was just thinking when I was reading this that, somebody from the country, like the middle of America, probably wouldn't even understand what it is to be homeless in a big city like LA or New York or San Francisco. It's because the housing prices for even an apartment are just so sky high.
Yeah, yeah. I have a friend that
Crazy
lives
world.
in the city, and I haven't gone to visit, and I do mean to one day. So Lexi, if you're listening, I'm sorry, but um, it's I have a friend who described it as like a 5 by 5 box, and 4 people live in there, and that's a New York apartment. That's just kind of how it is in big cities.
Yeah, so what's really the difference between those apartments and a tiny home?
Ooh, that's nice.
But
I
you got to
like
pay
that.
for it.
You're offering some good wisdom today.
It's because I'm hungry, probably.
Interesting. Interesting. I'm
Oh,
hungry
but
too, but it just makes me just think about
yeah,
nothing but food.
nothing but food.
Ooh,
Yeah,
what kind
oof.
of
But
food, guys?
ooh, breakfast food. I hope
Oh, I don't know,
you
man.
don't want to be thinking about dinner right now. That's a long ways away.
Breakfast food, the best kind of breakfast food is waffles. Easily.
Really?
I like
Easily.
waffles.
I like pancakes better than waffles, actually. Chocolate chip pancakes on there.
There
You know
was
what? You know
not
what is gross? Here's going to be a controversial opinion. Hot take, Isaiah. Um, Syrup is not good with anything. Syrup's gross. It's disgusting. It should be banished. It should be
that
like Maine and been thrown in the trash. That's how I think about syrup.
that is why you don't like waffles as much. See, the
Yeah.
reason that waffles are better is because it holds the syrup.
Yeah, I don't need that.
It's
I don't
like a
need that at
little
all.
cradle. It's a little cradle for it.
See, I love the
It's
syrup.
like its baby.
Ugh,
I'm gonna
it's
call
so
back to a
sweet.
year ago today when I was in Disney. The with my little Mickey waffle with some syrup on his face. Then you eat the waffle, and then you get a little bit of syrup on the eggs, some scrambled eggs, and it's just ooh. You don't want to put syrup on your eggs, but like the leftover syrup that you have with your waffle, it bleeds with the eggs. It's just ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's disgusting.
You bring out my country with some grits. Yee.
How do you not
Oh,
like syrup? What's wrong with it?
It's just not ideal. Like, here's the thing, it's way too sweet.
okay.
And if I'm gonna have that kind of consistency on like a pancake, I'd rather use honey, you know, support my
Uh-huh.
bees. They're out there grinding their tails off, working all day. So I'm gonna use something that's more productive for me, and that's honey. Plus, it's a
Okay.
better bottle. It's a bear.
Well, it depends on what the honey you get. It could look like
No, it's
a
a
hive.
bear at all times. We don't trust the other ones.
What if we get like a syrup bottle like shaped like a tree?
No, it's just not as exciting. Here's the thing: if it was like a syrup bottle in like a shape of an animal, maybe it'd be more appealing, like a raccoon, like
Why would a
that.
raccoon have
That
syrup?
would be great.
You really had to choose a raccoon.
No, you see, I like the syrup bottles that are shaped like a little barrel, like a barrel of syrup.
I've never seen that.
I just love I love things that are shaped. You know, I'll be in the store and I don't need honey mustard, but if I see it shaped in a cute shape, I'm like, I'll get it. Barbecue sauce too. But moving on, we can have a breakfast debate after, and I think it'll get pretty heated when we all say our favorite order from IHOP. But now we have, I think this one feels like a more feel good story. Nursing home residents can get hugs again, feds say.
It's
That's
so
what we
nice.
like to hear.
It's so nice. Nursing home residents that are vaccinated against COVID, that's very important. They're allowed to get hugs again from their loved ones, and all residents may enjoy more indoor visits, the government said yesterday. People living in long-term care facilities have borne a cruel toll from the pandemic. They represent about 1% of the US population, but they account for 1 in 3 deaths. There is no substitute for physical contact, such as the warm embrace between a resident and their loved one, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services said in its new guidance. Therefore, if the resident is fully vaccinated, they can choose to have close contact, including touch, with their visitor while wearing a well-fitting face mask and performing hand hygiene before and after. They also said, so while it is a good takeaway that hugs are okay for residents again who complete the vaccination, precautions such as wearing a mask and using hand sanitizer remain in place as a counterbalance to the risk. The CMS, they also underscored that maintaining 6 feet of separation is still the safest policy, and outdoor visits are preferable even when residents and visitors have been vaccinated. But it's important to remember hugs.
Yeah, that's very sweet that they can do that now.
It's so nice.
It is. You
You know what's
know,
crazy? Oh, sorry.
well, I was gonna get into an anecdote of my life. My grandma was in a nursing home for a long time, but she was never able to walk. So like outdoor visits, she passed like 2 years ago, I think. So I'm glad she didn't have to go through this outbreak of not being able to see because unlike a lot of residents, um, my mom and our family took care of her even though she was in the nursing home. They'd visit her every day, or my mom and her two sisters would, take each a day to visit her throughout the week. So my mom's would be Tuesdays and Thursdays. Her sister would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and her other sister would be the weekends and all mornings. So, but not everyone has that kind of support system with a family. So I can imagine, the loneliness of a nursing home being even lonelier during the pandemic. And what a scary statistic that 1% of the population accounts for 1 in 3 deaths in the pandemic. That's
Hugs.
um that's a crazy statistic, but
Yeah.
hugs, warmth, nothing can replace the warmth of a hug. It's recommended that we get how many hugs a day? It was like 8 or something.
Seriously?
Yes,
What?
a study showed to
What?
like I think it was for kids for like proper social development
Hmm.
that they get X amount of hugs a day. Oh, we're joined now by Carly. Oh, is that your camera? Oh yeah, it is. Ooh, welcome, Carly.
Hi, welcome. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I just woke up.
Ooh,
I just realized like I set my alarm for 7 o'clock and somehow it didn't go off. So I apologize for all the trouble I've caused.
You've made it to the last stretch. We're speaking of how nice it is that nursing home residents can now get hugs.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah. Okay. Well, you chose the perfect time to come in because we're about to move on to Isaiah's. Wow. Terrible at the names. Isaiah's segments for the events. Just ignore me. Listen to him.
Well, it is my time of the day, a little longer than normal. So today, guys, I think for starting off, there's actually a really cool online event, like a seminar going on. It is a COVID and prison education, like student perspective. So it's pretty much people coming out of prison. They tell their stories about how it was like being in prison during like the peak of COVID times and all that, which I think is a really cool and unheard of perspective, in my opinion, because it's like I genuinely want to know, like, what was it like being in there? Did they have to like socially distance in prison? Were there limitations? How many people can be outside or something? So I think that's a cool kind of story to really hear because it's not something popular that talked about. Then I'm sure all of us do this procrastination 101 event to help control your procrastination. I have some events on my little whiteboard written in front of me that I got to do, but who knows when they are going to get done. And lastly is how to prepare for an interview, which I think is a super important skill that apparently not many people are well equipped to have. I've heard some pretty disastrous like interview stories where people show up wearing like shorts and a tank top for like a professional interview, and then there's like a trend going on TikTok. There's this guy's account where obviously a lot of interviews are on Zoom, so he'll like go on to these interviews doing like the weirdest things. Like the other day he was in the middle of an interview ordering Popeye's chicken, and I'm like, this guy is wild. Obviously it's like a comedic based video, but it's still hilarious to me. And it's definitely a skill people should learn if they want to have at least some kind of success in their life, is how to talk in an interview, be professional and all that stuff. So all that's on Zoom. And we're gonna end that a little early, but that's what we got going on event wise in Montclair.
I heard about. That's it. I heard about some like Super
Oh.
Smash Brothers thing.
Oh, hold on. A little bit of scrolling work would help out. But guys, do any of you guys play Super Smash Bros. Or no?
Yeah, I'm an Isabel main.
9 years.
Not in years. You gotta fix that.
What? Yeah,
only play
get out of
Incineroar.
here. Kenny, 1v1 me in Smash.
The
I'll
last
bring the
time I played,
controllers.
it was the one on the weight.
GameCube? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Brawl.
Brawl. I mean, I really liked Brawl growing up as a kid, but I'm okay when it comes to Ultimate, like the new one they made. I will like bring the Smackdown if like we ever play.
No,
I'm
we
not
might
the
need to have
best.
a WMSC tournament.
What was the theme? It was bah, 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 bah. That I'm thinking of Brawl.
Oh, that's right. Oh my god,
Bah,
flashback right
bah,
now.
bah, bah. That's all I remember.
Yeah,
Real question though, did you use a Wii remote or did you use a GameCube controller to play?
GameCube?
You can use a
controller?
GameCube controller.
Kenny, you're a Neanderthal too? Oh my god.
You probably hold it sideways too, holding like the D-pad.
I used the
I know,
nunchuck.
he was
What are you
like-
guys talking about? Oh my god.
No, it's GameCube controller all the way. There's
Yeah,
no need
honestly.
for any other controller at all.
If I had a GameCube controller for my Switch, it would be over. I would be in the Smash tournament that Isaiah is going to tell
Oh
us
yeah,
about
let me
right
get to
now.
that. So guys, tonight at 8 p.m. to whenever time they feel like finishing, probably 11:45, there is a Super Smash Bros. Tournament going on. And yeah, that's exciting because recently I got like one of those like Nintendo gift cards or whatever. And so I had to I bought a game. Also, I think I got Wheel of Fortune. Amazing game, guys. It's so much fun.
I hate Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel.
It's America's worst game.
Dude, I don't
The
know
fact that
why
it
I was
comes
having so
out
much
after
fun.
Jeopardy and claims to be America's game. I also just have a bone to pick with Pat Sajak. I just don't like him.
Oh, he sucks, but that
He
doesn't matter.
does.
I'm
He's
in
just
for the,
like
for the
he's not a
challenge.
good. I don't like
Are we
him.
beefing with Pat Sajak on this?
Yes.
Buzz?
He is
He
nothing.
could catch these hands, I think. I think I
Yeah.
could go one with Pat. But yeah. So
I can
anyways,
spin his wheel a little too. You know?
oh, spin his
Bankrupt him.
wheel. I think we're talking about something else now. So pretty much I bought in like the DLC for not DLC. I bought Wheel of Fortune. It was like $6. Amazing game. But then I still had money left over on this card. So I was like, I guess I'll buy some DLC. So I bought like 2 characters for the new Smash game. And dude, Steve from Minecraft is terrible. I don't know how to use this guy. I get like 3-0'd by some rando computer that's like a level 5. I'm like, am I trash or is Steve trash?
Steve is in Smash?
Yeah.
That
It's a
makes
whole
no
big thing.
sense to me that he's bad. The guy can literally just punch a tree and collect
Exactly.
it.
Though I think that's one of his things is like you have to like
Yeah.
mine
See,
to like
you
increase
have to
power.
mine for a diamond. You just have to
Yeah.
ignore the opponent, get your diamond, craft
It's too
yourself a diamond
much.
sword, and start up tilting everyone just with the axe. Boop boop boop.
I'm
boop,
just
boop.
gonna keep rocking with the Animal Crossing character. I forget it's like the dog. Is it Annabelle?
Isabel. I'm an Isabel,
Isabel.
main
God.
too.
You're both
Isabel
Isabel
and
mains.
or what's his face? Pikachu. Those two, my guys. Ride or die with Pikachu and Pichu, even though he injures himself. And those are my thoughts.
You got a favorite Pokemon?
I used to be like a big Princess Peach.
You got a favorite Pokemon?
Oh, we're bringing this conversation. I think
I
I
just
had
can't
this
believe,
2 weeks
like-
ago. But definitely Mareep.
Marie?
Mareep
Yeah,
all
we
the
did
way.
talk about this. What about starters? We got to go with favorite starters
Ooh.
because it's a narrower pool, but also a harder decision. I'm gonna go first. You know, I was raised on Gen 4, so I gotta say Turtwig. I love me Turtwig. Turtwig
Oh.
gang grass starters are mostly superior,
That's fair.
except
That
for
is fair.
Superior. I don't care about Superior. I like Ashwa.
I have never not picked a grass type. Not once.
Really?
Ever. It's because my brother, he
Really?
would pick fire. And which I'd be at the disadvantage for.
I didn't
And
pick you from
My
go
sister.
for that.
my sister would pick water. And
Huh.
like it kind of became the thing. So I was like, well, now I'm
See, that
old.
makes
Wait,
sense.
you have siblings? You gave
4.
off like only child energy.
I have 4.
What does the fourth sibling get to pick?
He gets the Pikachu.
I am one of 5. Yeah, I got a lot of siblings.
Oh man.
Oh, but for me,
Favorite
Gen
starters?
2 all the way, guys.
Okay,
It's
see, no.
it's Totodile, and it's
See,
not even
Totodile's
close.
acceptable, but like Cyndaquil's cute.
Cyndaquil's
Typhlosion is
cute.
Chikorita's
Typhlosion's
just
stupid.
horrible.
Yeah, which is why
I like
Totodile is
Chikorita
clearly the
slander on the
best.
morning buzz.
I like Chikorita, but Meganium and Bayleaf is alright too. But Meganium is just like, why? Why is it a thing?
Yeah,
Like a
I feel
weird
you on that.
dinosaur. Just give me a freaking Tropius. I love Tropius.
Or the Executor one, where it's like a giant palm tree now.
Oh yeah, the dragon one, the Alolan Executor. McKenny, favorite starter, favorite Pokemon starter in all of Pokemon.
That's such a hard question. Funny thing is, I just started playing Pixelmon.
Oh, you did
Pixelmon's
it.
Great.
Yeah, I've wanted to play since I was like 12 years old. My friend made a server, but I chose Turtwig, so I'm gonna go Turtwig.
Wow,
Turtwig gang.
Turtwig.
We love Turtwig. Gen 4 starters all the
That's
way.
right. Carly, you got one?
She's connecting to her second audio.
Like I tried to connect to my computer because my phone's about to die and my computer was about to die also. So for some reason, everything's just dying right now.
Oh, okay, Carly, you have to relay the
Uh,
message. What is your
Dang.
favorite starter before you die?
Oh God, don't give me that early in the morning. Hang on, let me just brush my bangs real quick. Okay, so they're mildly presentable. They are not presentable for those who are listening in on radio, but if you're watching on Facebook, you know the truth. For me, my starter is most likely, oh my God, the one that evolves into Primarina. The name escapes me right now.
Oh, the
Primo.
Steel Dog.
What is a
Pup-
Primarina?
Puplio.
Puplio, there we go.
I like
So cute. I don't
Puplio's
get why
cute.
everyone hates him.
Is this
We're
Yeah,
making
I
things
feel
up.
like when that's Gen 7. No,
Oh, that's new.
like-
6.
Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Sun and Moon.
I feel like when that
Oh,
came
okay.
out, it did get a lot of hate, but he's really cute.
Yeah, I really love Primarina. I like Sun and Moon is my favorite Pokemon game.
Primarina's pretty cool too.
Which one was Gen 5?
That was
Unova.
the Tepig, Snivy, and Oshawott.
I mean, like, what's the game called?
All black and white.
What?
I
Gen
love
4
that one.
is
That
the
was
last
the one that
I
got me into
played.
Pokemon.
Gen 4 was the last time you played. Last time you played was like 2007, Kenny.
Pretty much. When I'm playing the
Game Boy
Pixelmon,
Advance.
I just like, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to bother. So my whole team is just old stuff.
Interesting. But we have about a minute left. You know, we talked about favorite Pokemon. I love me my fossil Pokemon.
Ooh.
Cranidos, that's my favorite little pachyosaur that headbutts people.
Does
a good one.
Aerodactyl count as
Yeah, Aerodactyl's a
fossil?
fossil. That's
Okay.
Gen 1 fossil right there.
Then I'm a ride or die with Aerodactyl. That's my guy.
That's a fossil?
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say it is.
Yeah, it comes from the like wing fossil or something. Sigh. Um, I will stand by my statements I make every week of Pokemon World is a better theme song than the first Pokemon theme song.
What about like the battle? What is it? The
Battle Frontier.
Frontier?
It's a Battle Frontier.
I forget
Pokemon,
which
be the
one.
best you can be and find your destiny. It's
That
the
one. That's a
master
pretty good one, I
plan. That's a
feel.
good
We
one
had this
too.
discussion last episode I was on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a ride or die. The original Pokemon theme song overrated.
That's a
Everyone
strong
fights
word.
for the spotlight. It's not a cooperative environment singing for it. You can't all be the very best.
I
Only
recently
one
found
of you
out.
could be the best.
I
All
recently
right,
found
but
out.
then we all live in a Pokemon world. That's around the campfire, hand in hand, hands across the world.
I recently found out that Pokemon's on Netflix. I'm a bad. I never
Yeah.
watched Pokemon as a kid.
Really,
Yeah.
You're missing out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think I have the chance
even on the
now.
newer ones. I hear that Sun and Moon was the first time Ash actually won. Like he won the championship.
Oh no!
in the show.
Spoiler!
Oh, sorry. So were you really gonna watch all of them, Kenny?
I'm gonna start it
You're
right
gonna go
after this,
generation
yeah.
to generation watching Pokemon.
Yes,
I was
I
back
am.
3 years later. Finally, I finished it, guys. I
Yeah,
finished all of
20
Pokemon.
years later, the 10-year-old finally wins.
That's right.
But that's why I want to go back and watch Sun and Moon. I want to see him win. I've been watching so long. When I need that cathartic finish. But speaking of finish, hinger dinger dirt. No. Oh, we are finished here on the Morning Buzz. It's 9 o'clock here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. It has been a fun Thursday buzz. As always, we divulge into Pokemon for the last couple minutes because it's culture. And that's what we know.
Culture. Do you
We
think in
are
like
culture critics.
do you think in like a bajillion years and like everything's like gone, we're gonna have like museums wherein like there's gonna be a stuffed animal of this like preserved under glass and being like, wow guys, this is the god they worshipped.
I hope so.
Do you think
That'd be amazing.
I'm okay with everyone thinking we worship Pikachu. the Pokemanian religion. But this has been the Thursday Morning Buzz. The Morning Buzz airs every weekday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on 90.3 WMSC and the iHeartRadio app and Spotify.
And Apple Music.
And Apple
The
Music.
podcast.
Where you
Don't
get
listen.
your podcast.
It was my idea, and I said the wrong thing.
You said the wrong thing. So tomorrow we will be back with new hosts, new stories, and new news. Ooh, that's a good slogan. Somebody write that down. I'm gonna record something with that. Thank you. I have been Josh, aka Josh.
I have been the artist formerly known as Kenny Horn.
I just woke up, so I'm still Carly for now.
And it's been Isaiah, guys. It's been great to be here for a whole hour.
It's been great to have you, but we'll see you all next week. Or you'll hear us. We won't see you. I always say this, but I don't know who you are. Bye.